Hello, and welcome to the Tuesday Rant Stack. My name is David Snipes from sevenboundback.com. If you'll notice, I'm trying this with a little bit different format. I've had this thing for a while, figured I would try it out, see what it's like, and see if y'all like it. Just because, to be honest with you, if you looked at my previous videos, the editing, it does take a while. I know it doesn't look like it, but it does actually take me a while to do it the way I've been doing it. And I've kind of been losing a bit. So I've had a few of these set up. I've been gone for a while. I set up a few more of these. And it just, like I said, figured I'd do this. I mean, watch a lot of YouTube videos, and it is a whole lot of guys standing in front of a screen talking. And maybe I'll play around with this and see if y'all like it. I figure if it gives y'all more content for y'all to complain about, so much the better. So, first item on the Rant Stack. Kind of want to talk NCAA basketball. Now, I am from the great state of North Carolina, and I didn't watch a minute of the tournament. And it doesn't have anything to do with North Carolina not being there. But it just, you're talking, I mean, again, just to give y'all some history. When I was growing up, you were either a UNC fan or an NC State fan. Duke was an afterthought. That's how old I am. You know, gray hair's not here just for fun. But, you know, that's just how things were. And Wake Forest wasn't even an afterthought, much less any other team, unless you were a Yankee that got imported to, again, the great state of North Carolina. So, I mean, I could still give you the 8-man rotation of 1990 Georgia Tech, 91 Wake Forest. Yes, I could do all that just because, again, ACC, it's a thing. But I couldn't give you 10 players outside the ACC this year just because, again, the carrying level is not there. And when I was growing up, also, you bought the USA Today at least twice a year. You bought it the Monday after Selection Sunday, and you bought it the weekend of the Super Bowl. So you could see the ads, you could see the listings, all the nice work that USA Today used to put into it. Newspapers putting in work, figure that out. But the day after Selection Sunday, that's when you would actually sit there and read about, Wichita State. Back then wasn't that important. You would read about Bowling Green and about this team that was going to wreck your bracket, even though you didn't even know what state they were in because you never saw them in ACC country. You would read and see, well, I mean, is LSU actually good? I mean, we keep hearing about Dale Brown. He keeps having these NCAA players. Every now and again he throws in a lottery pick, but can LSU do anything this year? Spoiler alert, no. But now, I didn't fill out a bracket this year. I think I filled out one last year. And that's only because local celebrity here does a contest. I didn't even bother filling one out this year. I mean, one year I made more money off brackets than I did my job during the month of April. But I used to fill out 8-9 brackets, and half of those would be cash brackets. Has anybody here really talked about brackets outside, oh no, the brackets are toast? But how many of y'all filled out more than 2 brackets? Seriously. I mean, I had a job at one time where literally we would spend an hour printing out brackets and rules and collecting money and making sure everything was as it should be. I mean, me and the guy that was working as a mail clerk, I mean, we literally would spend an hour of our day where they talked about production going down. We were part of that. Oh, thank you. Sorry, IP. But still, I don't know anybody who's filled out a bracket. I don't know anybody anybody that had a 9-to-5 job or, a shift job that actually worried about filling out brackets. I know a couple people that filled out ESPN brackets or Yahoo brackets or CBS Sport brackets, but they weren't really the effort that they were in years past. It was like, let's just throw, Alabama in the title game to see what happens. And after the first weekend, nobody talked about it. Nobody cared anymore about their brackets. And I think that's a problem. And yes, football runs the NCAA world. Basketball used to be right there with it, and I think that's part of what the ACC's problem is. Not to bemoan the ACC, but used to, basketball was right there with football as far as neck and neck. It ain't no more. The March Madness had a 2.7 demo rating. Ouch. And that's a pretty good drop. I mean, they dropped 2 million viewers from 2 years ago. Last time CBS hosted a championship game. You dropped 2 million in 2 years. I mean, that's ESPN tumbling numbers. And I think that's a problem. Why? Because nobody cares. They really don't. What's the big news coming out of championship weekend? It's the women's game, not the men's. Which, congratulations to the women's game. They had their highest rating game of all time, and I'll talk a little about that later. I think part of the problem that the NCAA has, it's not like football. Better isn't better. I mean, more isn't better. I will watch a game if somebody's got a North Carolina jersey on. Period. Don't care. A lot of the viewers, people, because again, I'm in Louisiana, a lot of people I know watched their first basketball game. My sister-in-law watched her first ever basketball game end to end because it was the LSU women's game and they were in the Final Four. Amazing. Congratulations. Notice I said she watched her first game in the Final Four. She didn't watch round 1. She didn't watch round 2. Didn't watch round 3. Didn't watch none of that until they got to the Final Four. That's when she cared. Okay? She didn't watch last year. She didn't watch the year before. She didn't watch any previous times. She didn't watch any of the men's games. She watched the Final Four. Brands matter. Okay? But with the NCAA basketball tournament, and the reason why I want to talk about brackets is because that's when we cared. Because, hey, I'm picking Santa Clara to do this. Cool. Why? Well, I read on the USA Today it does this. I've got them put in the Final Four for that. I don't think they're nearly, I think they can beat Alabama because I don't think Alabama's that good. Part of that is if I make a bracket on Monday, because Selection Sunday comes out on Tuesday, I got to be done by Tuesday. Because I got these first 4 games, and I don't know what's going on with them. I mean, I know people that still have no idea that they've been expanded. But I can do something between Monday and Thursday. I can have all that done. I can get my research. I can read all the stuff on the internet. I can put my groups together. I can put my teams together. Having to do all that just Monday, that's not easy to do. That's one day. Because if I forget about it and I wake up on Tuesday and I see games they're playing, like on the Fox Super 6 app, they win them brackets. I got no chance. I'm done. Sorry. So I think the NCAA needs to break it back down to 64. And as John Feinstein loves to say, the only reason why they went to 68 is because they wanted to put more brands in because of the automatic bids. I'm fine with that. Get rid of the 8 and 8 teams that don't mean nothing. I'm cool with that. Get rid of the mid-major, I mean, not the mid-major, but the Power 5, middle-of-the-road teams. I'm perfectly fine with it. I don't care, okay? I really don't. I want my brackets back. I want to be able to get excited about the NCAA tournament. I may watch Wichita State. Yes, I'll watch Wichita State back in the day because I had in my bracket because they were doing better than expected. I'll watch College of Charleston because I usually picked them to win their first round game. They won me quite a bit of money because every now and again they'd advance a few more rounds than they should. Don't care about them now. Why? Because I don't have a bracket to worry about. Let me take a look at this dude. Let me take a look at this player. Yeah, NBA draft came up. That gave me a little bit extra to watch for. Not anymore. I don't care. College basketball is virtually meaningless now. I mean, I am a big UNC fan. I got UNC gear all over the place. Unless UNC's playing Duke, I don't care. I don't even watch Duke. I don't even watch UNC play NC State anymore. Much less Georgia Tech. Much less Clemson. Remember when Clemson used to be a thing? I don't care about them anymore. Football I do, which we'll talk about Friday. I got a series coming up Friday, which if this works, I hope will come along better for you. Now, quick touch on the women's game. Okay, congratulations on them having their best ever ratings. Congratulations. Good job. But this whole is moronic, okay? LSU did it the right way. They beat Iowa. It wasn't sneaky. It wasn't bad refereeing. It wasn't doing anything ignorant. They just beat Iowa. Congratulations to them. And Reese did this when she should have. At the end of the game. And you know what? I was been doing that all season long. Player of the year, been doing this to everybody. So she clapped back. You might be player of the year, but I got a ring. Cool. I don't have a problem with it. I think it's great. Because I don't care how big, how bad, how tough you are. The best clapback of all time is simply scoreboard. I am not the most athletic guy you ever seen in your life, but I've been on quite a few games where I've won. And the guy's like, I dropped 20 on you. We won the game. What are you going to say to that? Well, I'm better than you. Congratulations. It's a team game. Scoreboard. Nice job. Individual game, you beat me. Cool. Then you can say scoreboard. Congratulations. Huzzah. But Reese sitting up there doing this, I'm perfectly fine with it. And I think it's great. I think that might be part of the reason why they set such a good ratings record. Because you had Iowa, player of the year, dominant player, going to cap off just an awesome run. Team, got a very exciting coach. Used to coach down at Louisiana Tech, my alma mater, or what I claim is my alma mater. And, won at Baylor. They are young, they're scrappy, well coached, crashed the boards, and they got beat. Congratulations. And I think it's ignorant. And I love how everybody's injecting racism into it. Most people are looking for it. Congratulations. You may find it probably in your own articles. In my opinion, it's just, I've never watched a women's basketball game before. Oh, look, she's doing something to show up the other player. I've never seen that before. Probably because you didn't see Iowa's last game. And that's on you. But you do a little bit of digging, you can see her doing it almost after every win. And final thought on it, if you notice, they didn't exactly talk about her WNBA draft stock, which tells you what you need to know about the WNBA right there. But that is going to be our rant stack. Forgive me if you don't much like the NCAA basketball and me whining about brackets, and it was better when I was younger. But if you look at the rankings, yes, it was better when I was younger. Because, I'm sorry, a 2.7 demo for your championship game, and you can't exactly blame that on the lack of marquee teams, because UConn is about as marquee as you can get in college basketball. You shouldn't have to have, UNC play Michigan to crack 11 million viewers, especially when the only thing really you're going up against is, Raw. Sorry, it's not like you're going up against the Super Bowl. But I will see y'all on Friday. I may have a bonus video for y'all this week if I can get this up and running and it works good. And y'all have a great week. Flip time!